bolttech is an international insurtech on a mission to build a leading technology-enabled ecosystem for protection and insurance. With a full suite of digital and data-driven capabilities, bolttech empowers connections between insurers, distributors and customers to make it easier and more efficient to buy and sell insurance and protection products. Please welcome bolttech.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me today and spending 10 minutes with me. I am very conscious I'm standing between you and lunch, so I will do my best to make the next 10 minutes interesting. So I'm going to talk to you today about insurance ecosystems and how leveraging data-driven tech and ecosystem partnerships is really crucial to the future of insurance and how it can really unlock the opportunity that lies in embedded insurance. But firstly, a little bit about me. I've been in the insurance industry or financial services for my whole career. Romany O'Malley, I'm the CFO, the group CFO for bolttech. And I spent 12 years with AIG. Prior to that, I was with Swiss Re and GE Capital, so all names that you will recognize. I joined bolttech in 2022, so I've been with the company for just over 2 years, about half of its life. bolttech turned 4 this year, so whilst we're a really scaled global ecosystem now, we are still a baby. But one of the things that really attracted me about bolttech and the reason that I wanted to join was that opportunity to bring protection products to customers that want to access them in a really efficient way, and particularly working to close that protection gap. So before I get into talking a bit more about those opportunities, let me share a quick video with you which is going to explain a bit more about what bolttech does. So I think, as you can see, the last 4 years has been a pretty thrilling journey for us. This is a picture of some of my now 1,600 colleagues. I think the video said 1,500, so we've grown even since that, and that's pretty recent. But we have a fantastic team, and I just love working with these people every day. You heard from the introduction, our vision is to connect people with more ways to protect the things that they value. And our mission is to create the world's largest tech-enabled ecosystem for protection and insurance. And we've made significant headway in doing that over the last 4 years. I'm going to talk a little bit about ecosystems and why they drive value for all players, and this is how we see it at bolttech. We believe we play a really important role in enabling the insurance industry, and that it's a huge value for all of the participants. So if we start with customers, it's an increasing access point for customers to access insurance in a really convenient way that doesn't necessarily require them to go on a whole other buying journey if they already have a relationship with one of these types of distribution partners. For insurance carriers, it brings them the ability to reach new markets and new customers that perhaps they otherwise wouldn't be able to reach, and to expand out of their own risk appetite and expertise to collaborate with others. And for distribution partners, it offers new revenue streams, it increases customer loyalty, and it allows them to give a better customer experience, and it's really cost effective. It's an efficient way to distribute insurance. And so what I wanted to talk about today is 3 trends alongside ecosystems that I believe are really going to turbo power the opportunity that embedded insurance brings. The first is the rise of emerging economies and the growth that is going to come from that. The second is the role that ecosystems play within that. And then finally, it's really the turbo fuel that AI and new technology brings to the overall embedded insurance opportunity. So if we talk about the rise of emerging economies, I mean, if you look at the likes of Eastern Europe, Africa, Asia, they've got growing middle classes, and they really represent newcomers to insurance. It also presents challenges for the industry because you've got to develop your product and your offering and your services to the diversity that those new customers bring. And we're also dealing with challenges that come from things like climate change and cyber and all of those risks that are now emerging to be large and systemic. So it does take real thinking about how to harness that opportunity. But there's new business models emerging that are going to help close the protection gap for those fast-growing economies. Just a few facts on emerging economies. They account for now 66% global GDP growth in the past 10 years. That is, I think anyone would agree, is huge. Embedded insurance in Asia alone is expected to grow, according to a report by McKinsey, to become a $270 billion market in GWP terms by 2030. And if we look at, for example, Africa e-commerce, that's going to grow likely, according to the IMARC group, year on year, 14.4% from 24 to 32. The thing about emerging economies growth as well is that the use of smartphones and the connectivity of these populations is actually really high. But whether it's online or offline, the opportunity to increase penetration in emerging markets populations with these growing middle classes is really massive. So the growth in emerging economies is key to growth in embedded insurance. The next theme is really about the power of ecosystems, which is where bolttech comes in. They offer real benefits because they increase innovation, they allow you to offer a better customer experience, and they reduce costs and increase operational efficiency. And I already talked about the expanded reach that they bring to all of the participants in those ecosystems. We think the trend of these ecosystem partnerships is just going to pick up. And we do see insurers now recognizing the benefits of collaborating with other companies, and that it's not always necessary for you to do everything yourself. Sometimes it's better to join forces with others, and it really makes the size of the opportunity bigger for everyone. Some more facts about ecosystems. Another report by McKinsey, but projecting that large business ecosystems will account for 60 trillion in revenue by 2025. Embedded finance is projected by the World Economic Forum to have a market value of 7.2 trillion by 2030. That's actually pretty soon. And then finally, embedded insurance, you know, the opportunity could be as big as 5 trillion, which would, and this is distribution by non-insurance brands. So these are, you know, anything from e-commerce to OEMs, telcos, etc., making up 16% of the forecast global insurance spend in 2032, and it's 1% today. So that just gives you an idea of how fast, relatively, the embedded opportunity is growing. bolttech is internationally scaled. You saw in the beginning we are across 4 continents already, more than 35 45 markets. And so we can really facilitate the collaboration and cooperation between insurance carriers and distribution partners, non-insurance type businesses using our technology, which allows all of those parties to actually tap that opportunity. And the final theme is really about AI. I mean, this has been the hot topic, generative AI, for all industries, not just insurance, over the last couple of years. We know that AI advances are going to have a seismic impact on insurance. And we think that brings an enormous opportunity across every aspect of the ecosystem and the value chain. It will be the most disruptive force that the insurance industry has ever seen. AI technology, if it's deployed effectively and really responsibly, it can have a tremendous impact on the future of insurance. And we think it will change every part of the value chain, but it also can bring tremendous efficiency, reduce costs, and it can result in much better product design, customer experience, so real benefits to the end customer if we really harness the opportunity that comes from AI. Just some examples of the speed, and many of you will know these already. You know, they're pretty well publicized facts, but this one we've taken from Reuters. ChatGPT had over 100 million monthly active users just 2 months after its launch. That's the fastest growing consumer application in history. A report from Conning reported that based on a survey that they did, 77% of insurance executives indicate that they're adopting AI at some stage within their business models, and that's up from 61% in the previous year. So this is really starting to gain traction now as a tool for people to get their heads around how they incorporate this into their business model. And then finally, we think that AI just has the power to really reshape the insurance industry, applications and opportunities at all stages of the product life cycle. At bolttech, our team is very focused on leveraging AI in really strategic ways. So to use that to automate and improve claims processing, risk selection, and underwriting capabilities like pricing, but also to bring new revenue streams and roll out customer-centric product offerings. Everything we do at bolttech is really focused on providing customers with easier access, with more choice, and with a better experience. And our embedded insurance strategy and the ramping up of our AI and machine learning capability puts us in a really strong position to establish just differentiators within our core business around that. A little more detail on that is, for example, if we look at just pain points in the industry that we can address, we can tailor product recommendations for distribution partners based on customers' specific coverage needs and their risk profile. We can enable more accurate and dynamic customer segmentation as well through our A/B testing, Bolt Optimize, and we can also unlock value and growth opportunities for our partners through really innovative solutions like smart home water protection technology like that we've implemented in the United States already. So this is really just the tip of the iceberg. I know that was a flat gallop through those three themes, but I guess if we think about the connectivity, there's a huge opportunity that is coming from particularly emerging markets growth and GDP growth and those growing middle classes. And the ecosystems have the power to access and provide really good products and experiences to those new customers. And that's just really going to be fueled and turbocharged by AI and those new technologies. So tip of the iceberg, lots more opportunity there. Thank you very much for listening to me. And please do scan these QR codes, follow us on LinkedIn, connect with us, have a look at our website, and really appreciate you attending today. So thank you very much.